Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera. I'm Dr. Nuriza. Let's learn about behavioral theory. Behaviorism dominated experimental psychology for several decades, and its influence can be still felt today. Behaviorism is largely responsible for establishing psychology as a scientific discipline through its objective methods and especially experimentation. It consists of a broad range of techniques used to change maladaptive behavior. The goal of behaviorism is to reinforce desirable behaviors and eliminate unwanted ones. It is action-based, which is all learning develop problem and the new learning can fix it. Behaviorism was largely established through the influential work of four theorists including Ivan Pavlov, Edward Thorndike, John Watson and Skinner. Ivan Pavlov discovered the conditioning reflex during his study with dogs, establishing classical conditioning as a learning method. Edward Thorndike introduced the law of effect. Based on the law of effect, if the association is followed by satisfaction, it will be strengthened, and if it is followed by annoyance, it will weaken. John Watson believed that objective analysis of the mind was impossible. Watson preferred to focus directly on observable behavior and try to bring that behavior under control, and establishing behaviorism as a major school of thought. Skinner branding his behaviorism as radical behaviorism. Radical behaviorism is the philosophy of the science of behavior. It seeks to understand behavior as a function of environmental histories of reinforcing consequences. Skinner introduced the concept of operant conditioning, in which reinforcement leads to the desired behavior. These are the basic assumptions of behaviorism. First, psychology should be seen as a science. Therefore, it should be studied in a scientific manner. Second, behaviorism is primarily concerned with observable behavior, as opposed to the internal event like thinking. Third, behavior is the result of stimulus response. For example, all behavior, no matter how complex it is, can be reduced to a simple stimulus response features. Fourth, behaviorism is focused on the idea that we learn from our environment, and behavior is determined by environment, such as conditioning and nurture. This is the technique in behaviorism. Let me share the technique that behaviorists use and the approach, such as classical conditioning. In classical conditioning, techniques such as aversion therapy, flooding, and systematic desensitization is used. In operant learning, the techniques such as reinforcement, punishment, shaping, modeling, extinction, and extinction. The strength of the behaviorist approach provide clear prediction. This means that explanation can be scientifically tested and support with evidence. Then this approach also is applied in real-life situations and emphasize objective measurement. In addition, there were many experiments to support theories in behaviorism. Behavioral theory also identified comparison between animals, such as in Pavlov, and human, in the Watson and Rayner's experiment in Little Albert. Behaviorism approach also was found to be effective to some other approaches, especially for cases like phobias, OCD, and etc. On the other hand, there are also limitations in behavioral theory. For instance, behaviorism is not suitable for complex mental conditions such as severe depression and schizophrenia. This approach also not account for underlying problem. It focuses on the current problem with functioning but not fully address underlying factors such as biology and cognitive. The behaviorists take the view that all behavior, no matter how complex, can be broken down into fundamental processes of conditioning, and this is known as reductionism. They isolate part of complex behavior to study. Furthermore, behaviorism may not address the whole picture, not address how situation and interpersonal relationship may contribute to the person problem. There are also little free will and two determinists. And the last is behaviorism has controversy in humanism, since many of experiments comparing between animal and human.